which ran, and a lot of us are stuck inside with the COVID and the pandemic and may not be able to get outside or get out to a park. And there's still an opportunity, some drills that we can do to improve our disc skills while we're inside, we're sitting down, maybe watching TV. And I'd like to go through a series of those with you and just show you some ideas on mostly disc handling skills. Do your exercise and get in shape, but inside, if you have a safe place where you're not going to knock anything over and you have permission, you need that, you can do these stills. Alright, so the first one is just a twirl. Alright, and when you twirl, usually the middle finger, and right, it's just a standard sort of thing. So just doing this, what are you exercising? In your flick, your main throwing finger, right? So this, just doing that and getting the reps on that is really good. And if you can do it fast, right, then you're doing it even stronger. Then you're doing it even stronger and more accurately. Okay, if you can do it fast enough, you gotta stand up for this. You can start to get it upside down. Let's try that again. Okay. Well, I need to practice. You get the idea. With the idea of increasing your control of your hand, particularly when it's not in sight of your vision, you can start to do tricks like under the leg and behind the back. Again, very tough to do. It takes a lot of reps, but you're teaching your hand and your whole arm and everything how to control remotely with the disc. Another really good one that I love is I call the gunslinger. And when you're switching from flick to your backhand grip, you want to be able to do that really quickly. So there's, again, something you can do sitting down in a chair watching TV and just go from flick to the backhand. And again, you're on that twirl finger. So backhand to flick, right? This is something you want to be able to do a lot. And the gunslinger puts a twirl in there. So one twirl to backhand, one twirl to flick. Okay? Reps. Get that control down. Put in two twirls. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay? So that's a gunslinger. That's a good one to do. Then you've got just hand tossing. Okay? And this is more on the catching than the throwing side. So you can do a little push pass, right? Just push it back and forth, get your hands going like that. You can do a little flick, right? Even lefty. And of course you can do the backhand where it's an inside sort of throw. So again, just reps on that. The flicks, the push passes, if you haven't done those, are really good to do. Now you can do those further away. It's pretty easy right in the same spot, but to do it further out, your wrists go way up, double check your space, right? So longer push pass, oh, there you go. A longer flick, a longer backhand, higher if you have the ceiling for it. You can challenge yourself with your little tosses. Now, in the self-toss, also, you can do high spin. So vertical is the easiest. You're going to put a lot of back spin on it. Really flick your hand back and bring it as much spin on that puppy as you can. Okay? That's vertical. Horizontal is tougher. Again, check your space. Go slowly when you start this. You're going to come up and really whip that hand on the reverse motion to get the high spin on it. And for that, we should probably move outside because now with high spin, there's a lot more energy going around, a lot more opportunity to break things. Okay, so we went outside to give us a little more room, and maybe our space is pretty constrained. Maybe it's on concrete or something. Because it is concrete here, I'm not going to use my good disc. I'm going to use a concrete disc type thing. So it's being chewed up isn't an issue. Okay, we were doing high spin verticals like that. And really put a lot of height on them here. Again, the catching is a good skill. Vertical is always a good skill. And then you can do it horizontal. And if you want to go into the freestyle space and learn a few tricks, you can do it off of this way of doing it. And just start with a tap right in the middle with the middle index right in the very center of this, and hit it back up. You have to throw it so it's right in the middle. This takes a lot of reps, but again, you're learning a throwing motion. All right, so that and tap. Squarely in the freestyle area is this sort of throw to put high spin on a disc. And this makes it easy to do overhead taps because you can see where it's at, and then later learning to bring it down. So put your elbows in, firm on both hands, and this hand really flicks out. So again, it's a flicking motion. Okay, and then down lower, something like that. Lots of reps. Blind self-catches. The blind self-catch, you're teaching you to see the disc and then get to the disc another way. You can get your hand on the disc, again, without seeing it. For this, we need the disc to be in a spot in space, and the easiest way to do that is with a padiddle, another disc skill. Okay, to padiddle, you need a little friction on your hands. It helps if the disc has a little nipple bump in the middle. This one doesn't. Put your middle finger right on there and give yourself a little spin, and as it gets off center, help it to spin some more. If it just rests on the middle, then it'll just rest there, and then you can do your trick. So the easiest blind catch is behind the neck. We throw it up right here, and get your hand behind your head to grab it. I'll move on. The next one, which is more difficult, is I call it a cross right. You're right-handed. Cross left if you're left. I'm going to padiddle it right here, and take the same hand I'm padiddling it with, and go around and snag it on the blind side. You really need to watch where the disc is, visualize it, and get your hand to wherever it is. There we go. Okay. All right, the last one is by far more difficult, and again, it takes a lot of reps. You need to be able to put the disc very accurately up here at a right angle, and know where your left hand, come around and snag that. Okay, matter of reps. All right, at this point, other than throws that you can do with yourself up high, and again, every different throw you can, flicks, upside down throws, just every way you can throw. The only other suggestion I have for you is to throw against a wall. So even a very tiny wall, getting it to bounce off of something safe, right, can teach you to get some of your catching skills in order. Maybe put a under the leg catch in there, whatever. Okay, moving on, we're after two people throwing drills. If you have two people, we're going to show you some drills that you can do with two people in a small space. Of course, if you're out in a field, you can certainly expand these. Okay, one of the first drills is two discs, and you just each have a disc, and the idea is to go as fast as you can, play hot potato, and get the other person to have two discs, something like that. Ready? This is Jordan. Okay. Okay, well, you do that until somebody drops it or something like that. Okay, the next one you just play with one disc, and you need a little more room, and it's just a way to throw and catch. And it's called triangle. If you have two people, one is the thrower, one's the receiver, there's a line between us that could be the base to a triangle. There'd be a point over here and a point over there. Again, we don't have much room, so we're going to move a little bit so I can go either way here. This line here, that point, or that point. And then once we do that, he throws to that point, he moves to one of the other 2 points on the new triangle. And I've got this side or that side. Well, this side's much better. And now we have a line, and he can go either direction. Okay, so that's triangle. If you have 3 people, you can do the same principle with a square, with the 4th corner of the square being where people run to. Okay, for the next few things we're going to be doing longer throws, so a longer space is recommended. So you might come on back here, and I'm going to back up all the way. This is attack to throw, and you take every third one, you take 2 throws to back up. So while we're throwing here, I'm going to back up. 1, 2, and now on his 3rd throw, I'm going to attack and throw hard. As quick as I can, the most powerful throw I can in the space provided. That's attack and throw. The next 2 throws, I go back. Okay, another one that requires a little more room is step ladder. We'll start here, and we're going to just throw it back and forth as we go this direction. And again, with all of these, how aggressive and how much you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. You can go narrow, or if the field allows, go wider. And then finally, some unique throws for small space. Stalling with a high bounce is an advanced skill, but it's very useful. So as you learn the air bounce on the backhand, rolling your thumb down as you throw, in a tight space, you can make the disc come up, stall, and wait. Great time to practice that. Okay, cool. Excellent thrower skill to have. And the last one is the high floater. These are very easy to do in a small space. Make sure you don't throw it over the fence. You can do an upside down one. And my favorite, the backhand hammer. All right. Literally, you can do any throw the 2 of you enjoy. The more challenging you challenge yourself, the more you're going to get out of it. Okay, one of my favorite drills, absolute favorite, is 3 disc. You have 2 players and 3 discs, so you're basically juggling. And this is a rapid skill. The closer you are, the less time you have, but the more accurate, the less accurate your throws have to be. So you're always trading time for distance. This takes a lot of reps. It's typically very hard. So don't be discouraged, but as you get better, the goal is to get to 10 reps. And once you've done that, you've accomplished the skills. All right, the person with 2 discs starts, and we'll throw the second disc right away. The person receiving here should wait until the last possible moment when they can throw and still catch. And then another throw will be coming very quickly. Again, this is very challenging. Do not be discouraged. Yeah, it's tough to get the grip changed to the throw to put Z's on it. We'll try it a couple more times. 3, 4, 5. So I got up to 5 throws. If one player counts how many throws, that should count. The goal is 10. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, by the way, if the discs collide, just don't worry about it. Don't count it. Keep going. All right. Thank you much.